Alright guys, this is Liam Resnikov at VT1 Academy in Sydney. Gracie Vermaita. I'm here with my physio, student and movement black belt, Mr. Corey. So last week he showed us how to make a triangle strong. The week before we worked on the one exercise he recommends if you don't do any other exercises for guard mobility. Today he's going to show us how to work on internal rotation. The opposite one.
We want to work on internal rotation, and we want to make sure we create space between the hip and the femur. So basically the hip joint is basically developed by the femur and our pelvis, so we want to try to separate this space. This is very, very important. As we separate this space, we get more mobility into internal rotation. A lot of us sit all day in front of desks, and we definitely compress this area. So when we're asked to internally rotate or expand our hip, we tend to get into injuries, as you say. Okay? So very common problem in knees and ankles. So it's very important that we kind of teach you guys how to keep this area open, not only for performance, but for injury prevention. Yes?
The reason I bring it up is just quickly I've been asking Corey these ones recently because I noticed in my students, Corey, that men tend to be quite flexible this way, but very inflexible this way. And the female students I have tend to be more flexible this way and not really sit like this as much as guys do.
Yeah.
So, do you want to get a quick video of our little friends over there? Wave to the camera, guys!
What? I know.
Okay, so we're going to finish this video even with these guys. So, we're going to do the internal rotation. I always mix it up and Corey beats me.
Alright, so what we need is a band, guys. Okay?
Come on in.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to act as the pole, quote unquote. Alright, so basically you place the band around the foot. Alright? You go around, so make sure that you're diagonally in accordance to your angle. Okay?
Then come around here. Come around here, please. Quick. Before the kids start getting wild.
You place diagonally around. That's it. That's it. Perfect. Alright? So I'm here, you're there. Keep that position. Okay? What we want to do here, alright, is we want to try to take your left leg and go over your right. Make sure the foot lands flat onto the mat. Alright? And as the foot is onto the mat, what you're trying to do here is get the band to traction the hip. Okay?
Yep.
Perfect. Keep the foot nice and stable.
And the other foot?
And the other foot stays where it is, basically. And then what you want to try to do is push this hip away as you keep your foot pressed onto the mat. See, the band is basically acting as an extra force to gap that hip joint between the pelvis and the femur. Okay?
That's incredibly painful through here.
Well, it's incredibly tight.
Incredibly strong.
And exactly. Now, what I might ask you to do here, Liam, is to actually try to take your right hand and go across your left hip, and then back, and then try to do that on the other side. Okay? So as we move the trunk in relation to the fixed hip, we are creating what we call relative rotation in the hip, aren't we? The hip is basically fixed, and we are going over the fixed hip. As we do that, we create different fiber orientation, and we create different stretch responses into the muscle, right? And as a result of that, we would like to create that space that we're always craving in getting that external rotation and internal rotation that's so important in sport.
Well, okay. I gotta tell you, it's pretty strong.
Well, enjoy it. Now, all you want to do is you want to try to keep moving for at least maybe 10 on each side, and basically do the same thing exactly on the other side. Okay? Make sure you always do both sides for a well-balanced hip and pelvis area. Thank you.
I'm going to release myself from my torture.
There you go.
So if you want to do those exercises in order, this is the third exercise that we've been showing on the videos.
Yes.
So the first one was for the front of the hip.
And the first one, yes, the hip capsule, so the external and lateral component of the hip to create a lot more external rotation. Yep. The second one is to allow the tissue to get mobilized, okay, or get soft tissue released by an object like a massage ball or a tennis ball or a baseball, whatever you like to use, small enough to fit in that space. And the third one is to create relative motion between the hip and the trunk. And as we said, we discussed internal rotation. That specific exercise we just showed you would be very, very good for that.
We'll see you guys on the mat. I hope your guard gets much better from Corey.
Thank you.